All right, this is the next episode of True Wrestling Fan Discussions, continuing our Saturday Night's Main Event review series. It's the Saturday Night's Main Event 17. I'm your host, Mike.
I'm Frank, man. Let's get into this. We had gone, about 6 months roughly since the last Saturday Night Main Event. This is
hmm
the premiere of it. You had, once again, Vince McMahon and Jesse the Body Ventura. Of course, Jesse's looking all gangster in his suit and his hat. It's not Jesse-like
Right.
outfits. I liked it. It was cool. Um, it took place October 25th, 1988. They aired it 4 days later on the 29th from Baltimore, Maryland. Not a bad card. 5 matches, one title match, the return of Hulk Hogan on here. So let's get right into it. The opening match was the culmination of a feud stemming before WrestleMania 4, and that was Jake the Snake Roberts versus Ravishing Rick Rude. This was all over his wife, Cheryl Roberts. How Ravishing Rick Rude would constantly wear the tights of his wife on him. They even showed the flashback where Jake told him, "If you wear it once more, I'm going to take it off you." And sure enough, we're doing the full Monty.
How about
Although I
when?
don't, I don't believe he did though. I think
Nah,
they just censored it, but I
yeah,
believe he had something
yeah.
on. At least
No,
I hope he
he
did.
had to have. There was a bunch of kids there. How about when
Seriously.
Cheryl Roberts slapped Rick Rude in the face?
Yeah, and Ventura's like, "Why is that not a
Yeah, he
disqualification?"
said that she initiated the violence. That's what he was saying.
She's down. She's down
Yeah,
there in a manager's capacity. Why is she
yeah.
disqualified? So they told her to go to the back. She's no longer allowed out there.
Well, I'm saying even before this, when she slapped
Oh,
him,
oh, oh! On Superstars. Okay,
superstars.
the
Yeah,
original. Yeah, when he
yeah,
was looking for the kiss and she smacked him, and he gets
yeah.
all
hmm
aggressive, and he comes out. Oh yeah, this was a good feud for the two of
It
them.
was, it was two of the best.
Oh yeah, it established both of them
hmm
at this point going forward, and this was actually the finish of one feud for Jake, and the start of another for him, which I wasn't really on board with it, but I was like, what the hell? Let's see where it goes. And he gets the DDT on Rick Rude and he's going for the pin. Bobby Heenan signaling to the back. Nobody's coming out fast enough, so he interferes in the match. Jake the Snake Roberts gets the win by disqualification.
Well,
7 minute,
but
20-second match.
Jake didn't pin him. He pulls his tights down. Remember, he gets in the
Yeah,
DDT, he pulls his tights down, and then they were talking about Ventura was like, "What an idiot" or something like that. Like, why didn't he pin him? He should have instead of going for the tights. And then obviously Andre comes down.
yeah. Of all people, Andre comes down and he's beating the crap out of Jake, and they go to check on Rude. And what's funny is Jake's like, "All right, screw this." Gets the snake.
hmm
Now all of a sudden we see a side of Andre we ain't
Yeah,
never seen before. I mean, this man had terror in his eyes. Now I don't know if this was he was probably placating to it, unless he had a real fear of it. I don't know.
no, he didn't have a real fear. He was on the snake pit
It,
earlier, and
you
yeah.
never know. But I mean, overall, I mean, he pulled it off as far as the terror that it was so much that he falls unconscious,
Yeah,
and they're trying
it
to
was well
revive
done.
him. Bobby Heenan's pounding on his chest. I'm like, dude, Andre's gonna kill you if you hurt him. And even later on when they interviewed him, he grabs Ventura. He goes, "Don't you mention Snake to me again." And it was great. And this is the start of the Jake Roberts Andre the Giant feud that would go through to WrestleMania 5. Of course, Rick Rude would be moving on to the feud with the Ultimate
Mhm.
Warrior. So our next match was again one of my favorites. I loved when these two teams got it on. For the tag team championship, it was Demolition versus the Hart Foundation. Once again, Jimmy Hart's in the corner of Demolition like he was at SummerSlam.
Yeah, they had just left. He had just left Heart Foundation, or they got
I
rid of
kind
him.
of, I kind of knew once WrestleMania 4 came around and Brett did what he did with Bad News after that Battle Royal that they were kind of going to be doing a change.
Eventually, yeah, they were going to be baby faces.
It made sense.
Yeah,
And because they were better as fan favorites
yeah,
anyway, as opposed to the heels with
yeah.
Jimmy Hart. But I mean, the match was pretty good. The Rougeos get involved.
Yeah, they come down the ramp, and then I think Ventura said, "Oh, they're probably just scouting or something like that."
Yeah,
Scouting.
because he said they could be in line for a tag title
Yeah,
shot. Yeah,
yeah,
right. Well, we all know. Some people know the story with the Rougeos with that, but
yeah.
not getting into it right now. Um, that would be obviously the Hart Foundation's next feud will be the Rougeau brothers. Demolition uses the megaphone, of course, second time around doing that. They get the pin on the Hart Foundations to keep the tag team
hmm
championship. And obviously, we know where Demolition's next feud will be going with Powers of Pain and the whole
hmm
change.
Good change. Yeah,
But I mean, when these two teams got it on, man, it was awesome.
it's the best.
It was those two, hands down. The next match, now this is where it's a little confusing. It was Hulk Hogan in his return facing King Haku. Now they said in the beginning of the night that if Hogan pins Haku, he's the king of the
He's the
ring.
king of the ring. That this was he that Haku was defending the king of the ring title,
But yeah, he didn't.
but he didn't.
I don't understand that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
Whatever.
exactly. I mean, it was a classic Hogan match versus the
Yeah.
Heenan family. You know, he's got Elizabeth at ringside, which, and you can hear Ventura kind of egging it on,
Yeah.
like you know
He
where they're
said,
gonna
"Huh,
go with
I've never
this.
seen Elizabeth without Macho Man. What's going on here?" Yeah, he
Exactly.
says it.
Yeah, and you know he hoists her up again and all that stuff. This is going to be great going forward with
And
this.
the promo too, Hogan mentions that the big boss man had beat him up,
A week
and
prior, yes,
later on, boss man in his match mentions, but
yeah,
yeah. So I mean, the match was all right. It is what it is, but
it was a typical Hogan match.
yeah,
I mean, he gets the pin on Haku.
Hogan
You know,
poses,
6 minute match. He
Hogan
poses.
poses, lifts up Elizabeth like you said, and
Savage is probably
yeah,
somewhere breaking shit. I
yeah,
mean, I would be if I was him.
busting his eyes.
Oh yeah, it started already. I mean, they literally started this at SummerSlam. A lot of people don't know this, but
Hmm.
you could kind of see
You
it
kind of see it. It's quick. Yeah,
in SummerSlam, and then you definitely see it at Survivor
yeah,
Series when you look when Savage is like, "You're raising my hand. What the hell's going on here?"
yeah.
You know. Oh God, great stuff. The next match, thank God it was only 3 minutes because I couldn't bear it. It was Ken Patera versus Dino Bravo. They could have done they. I mean, I understand Ken Patera is on his way out. His career
Yeah,
is
he's on his
definitely
way out.
wound down at this point. But if you're going to do these two massive guys, at least make it interesting. And it wasn't. Bravo gets the side suplex, 3 minutes. It's over. Bravo dominated him. I mean, that was bad,
Yeah,
especially to a guy that's a former Intercontinental Champion.
yeah. But Patera was ready.
I know they were trying to get Bravo over. For what I have no
Yeah,
idea because Vince would do nothing with him. A lot of people don't know this. Dino's first stint in WWE in the late '70s, early '80s, he was actually tag team champion. So with Dominic DeNucci, so he at least did something. Only he wasn't
right,
recognized
right,
when
right.
he came back. So, but Bravo was showing his dominance, and of course, they were talking about the feud with Hacksaw Jim Duggan coming up. I think those two guys feuded from the moment they got there to the moment they left. It never stopped.
Yeah, right.
Now our main event was another snooze fest, but it was a dominance match. Big Boss Man just showing up versus Jim Powers. Young Stallions are gone.
Yeah,
Boss Man dominates the match against Powers. It was like only 2.5 minutes, but it was mainly to focus on his victim from the week prior when he beat down Hulk Hogan.
yep.
So now we know where we're going further with down the road with this is that Boss Man is going to be
Yeah,
feuding with both Hogan and Savage with One Man Gang now Akeem.
yeah. Because he handcuffs Powers to the rope
Yep.
and he beats him with a nightstick and he says, "Where's Hogan? Where's Hogan?"
Yep. And
Uh,
then when they interview Hogan later on, Hogan puts the handcuff back. I still
yeah,
got your
yeah, yeah,
jewelry.
yeah.
So that was a good feud. I
It
did
was
like that when
no,
Boss Man
it
come in.
was
It
a
was
really
really
good food.
good.
Yeah, it was
Oh
well done.
yeah,
It's well done.
definitely. But this Saturday night main event was pretty good. Season premiere in October. It's
No, it
leading
was
its way to Survivor Series.
yeah, definitely. This is a good one.
Yes, I,
This is
I
a good
would
one for
agree.
sure. All right, well, you guys make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys soon.
Take care.